Yeah.
Swimming through the fire, I can't even call it. All I know is this will be the last time. Time to walk out that door. I don't wanna hear anymore. Whoa, oh, I can feel it in my core. We might have to take it by force. 'Cause we are the ones we waiting for.
Yeah. We're the ones. What you? Hey, welcome to the We Are the Ones podcast. How you feeling? Settle in. Let's get busy. I'm your host, Kareem Manuel. Thank you so much for being here. Excited to have you. As we get into it, as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you're tuning into. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We pray this is going to be a great one for you. I just want to say this at the start. The We Are the Ones podcast is brought to you by Dr. Jonathan Bradford. Fortitude. If you a man and you looking to go deep into like the fields, into discovering who you truly are, to be a better husband, father, brother, son, friend, or even just for yourself, he and his wife have wonderful programs to help people just get to know themselves better. I'll be on the land in Boston in February, co-hosting a retreat, inviting all y'all out. And Dr. J, we appreciate you sponsoring and supporting the podcast. Now, with that said, I'm still working on my intro. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working on the intro. It's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, no, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And now we're just going to dive right in. Our guest today is incredibly dynamic. Is somebody I've looked up to for 6 years now, maybe 5, 6 years. Marketing guru, designer, got a clothing line, and somehow is navigating multiple partners in the business, consultant, thought leader, and just an overall great dude. I got Chris Duncan in the building, Honor Roll Clothing. Thank you
What's
so
up,
much for
bro?
being here, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah. I got a lot of questions, and we already been chopping it up some.
Facts.
But we're gonna check in our pod. One of the things that we like to do is just present opportunities and space for mental health and wellness check-ins. And so we just start off with a check-in. We close our eyes. We're gonna breathe in through our nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. I'm gonna snap to keep the time. Wherever you are, if you can close your eyes and join us, please do. If you're operating heavy machinery or at your job with headphones in, maybe don't close your eyes. But do your best to just tune in to your body, to your heart, and just see how you feel. So here we go. Breath in, hold, out, hold, in, hold, out, hold. Last time, big breath in, hold, blow everything out, further, hold. And then bring your breath back to a regular cadence. Just tune in with yourself, see how you feel, what you're present to. Come back to your body, open your eyes. And Chris, for our check-in prompt today, just what are you present to right now? Whenever this comes out, we're in like the holiday season, the holiday rush, which is big for retailers and things. Who knows what else is going on in your personal life? If you could just encapsulate in a few sentences, what emotions and energies do you feel present to at this moment?
Yeah. My biggest thing is just enjoyment
Hmm.
and just enjoyment in the current, even if it's trash or it's great on paper, but just enjoying because this is the last time that now is happening. And so, or that current moment is happening.
Yeah.
And so just being able just to tap in and enjoy and look around and clap, and and literally say like, yo, I'm not enjoying this, but being able to actually give myself that grace and that space just to enjoy.
I'm gonna tap into some enjoyment right now. Hmm. Yeah. Let's see. What am I feeling? I feel excited.
Mm,
I literally feel like, I don't know, this is gonna sound weird, like itching on my face, but it's
mhm,
really just like when your face is hot. My face is just, I'm so excited about what's happening in my life, the potential being in this now. Um, I've had a lot of very intense conversations today.
okay.
But I feel like I showed up to them. I was just like in them. I'm like, oh, I'm killing this. This is great. I'm,
Dope.
I'm going crazy. And I'm wearing some new shoes. That somebody really special got for me. Appreciate you. She know who she is. And yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. So cool. We're gonna come back and just see how we feel at the end.
Bet.
To just start off getting to know you, I know it's the typical like, can you just let the people know who
Yeah.
you are? But could you let the people know who
Yeah.
you are?
Chris Duncan. I hail from Midwest, St. Louis to be exact. I come from via Alabama
Okay.
because I went to school at Alabama A&M University and lived in Birmingham. But that's a very short, brief, and hectic time of my life. And then I've been here in Atlanta for the last, godly, 13 years,
Mm,
and I'm a father, a business owner twice over. I like to say serial entrepreneurial.
yep.
Um, just I can't. I'm just not geared for clocking in somewhere because eventually I'll start seeing something wrong and then I'll vocalize it.
Yep.
I don't know how to be quiet with that.
Because you want to do something about it.
Facts. Let's see here. I mean, I love, like, I just love passion. I just love people going after whatever they're passionate about, as long as you're not hurting anybody,
Yeah. 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 That's
and
where
it's
I draw the line.
yeah, and it's consenting adults, do you. And so I
I
just
will. And do.
yeah, man. I just overall I'm just introvert that loves to extroverted activities.
I love that. I love that. Introvert that loves extroverted activities. I resonate with that heavily. And I want to ask you about this entrepreneur thing. You said like you're not for the clocking in. What do you feel like? And I'm assuming that people come to you to ask for advice about becoming entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
What do you feel like are some of the misconceptions or things people are missing about what it takes to be an entrepreneur?
Oh yeah, I think that people think that it's glamorous.
Yep. Yep.
like I mean, I don't even have to tell you. You already know what it is of, like, people do not see the actual wrestle and the struggle, or even where I say, like, it sounds really good to be like, ah, bro, I'm just not geared to clock in. That clocking in is a guaranteed check though.
Guaranteed
Guarantee every
on a
first and
schedule.
15th
Come on.
or whatever,
Yep.
you getting paid.
Yep.
Like, I gotta hustle for every single dollar I bring
I like to
in.
say I don't have a dollar if I don't make it. There's not a
Facts.
dollar I have that I don't make for
Dog.
myself.
And it is like glamorized,
Yep.
and I don't think that a lot of people understand how badly this could affect your mental health if you do not have it in front of you, like, and you don't have healthy habits, and I mean physical, like your spiritual, your mental, your emotional, and financial. Like, if you don't have, and physical, if you don't have these things in front of you, like, bruh, this entrepreneurship could wreck all of that.
Completely destroy it. What man, there's so many good things in there. What are some practices that you have
Yeah.
to help keep those things in front of you?
Yeah. Yeah. I like to step away. So, I mean, I probably did that. I probably do that too much now because of the pandemic and then everything that came afterwards. But like, I was really big on stepping away, and like, yo, at 6 o'clock, whatever time that day, every day I would assign whatever time I'm done with work at this time. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go get me
Yep.
a bowl of grits or
Yep.
whatever it is. I'm going to actually unplug from this and not actually like I'm not doing
That
anything
might
in the
be the
business.
countryest thing I've heard so far.
Yeah.
My man said, "Get a bowl of
And
grits."
what's crazy is I don't even know, like I have a vegan diet. So
Yep.
I mean, if my wife is making me some grits and like with vegan butter and all
Yep.
that, like, yeah, you know.
Bruh, we'll get to being married and being an entrepreneur in a second. Um, when did you know you were the ones? Like we say we're the ones we're waiting for.
Mhm.
When did you decide like, oh, I'm gonna go pursue this on my own? Was it early? Was it an accident? What was the process like for you to become where you are now?
I got fired.
Come on.
I was sitting, so me and my director out at an agency. Me and my director got into it, and was having just a back and forth. And I mean, bruh, it's so hard to be humble in a position where you're smarter than the person that you're sitting across the table from.
Damn.
And I just feel like, especially in my community and being raised in church, like we teach false humility, bruh. Like, if you 6'2", bruh, saying that you 6'2" is not you bragging. It's
Not at
just a
all.
fact.
My man.
Like, it's just a fact. And so, like me and him got into it. I got fired. I was sitting in the parking lot and I called two people. I called my mom and she was like my mom is the creative, like by today's standard, the creative that wasn't allowed to create.
Yeah.
And so she was stifled a lot. She had to work a 9 to 5 to support us, me and my sister. And she was just like, thank God, because you hated that job. You got the grades to show that you hated that job. Like, it caused you just difficult and just immense levels of stress. So she was clapping, and then I called my mentor at the time, and he's just like, yo, like, you need to start. And this is why telling people your dreams in safe spaces are so important, because I had forgotten about my company Threshold. And he was like, "Oh, bet they giving you a severance too? Oh, that's your seed money for Threshold." And at that point, I had forgot all about Threshold. I was just like, bruh, like literally the sequence of events when it was MLK weekend. I had just gotten the wreck. I bought a new car and then got fired. I bought a new car on Monday and then got fired on Friday.
Wow.
I was like, bruh, like I asked them, could they take the car back? They was like, nah,
Hey,
bruh.
I don't think I can afford this
Hey,
anymore.
right. They was like, oh, that's crazy. I don't know what to tell you. You got to talk to the people that, I mean, we out of it at
Yeah,
this
yeah,
point.
it's above me now. Well, so this mentor reminds you of your own dream,
Yeah.
and something he said with the timing, it just resonated, and you
Yeah.
said, "All right, I'm gonna go."
Yeah, man. Through tears, through fears, through claps. Like I tell people, and I don't say this in an ableist type of way, but like I felt crazy that first month because dog, like I would literally cry and then start laughing,
Yep,
and
yep.
like it was just a
It's a whole
emotional
wave.
roller coaster.
Indeed, I think for me, I was a pastor,
Hmm.
and I moved down to the South to like teach the Bible on the AUC campus, and I had a family and all this stuff, and it was the era of Trump, like the beginning, and just a bunch of things going on, and Weed comes to me, and I'm making a song,
Mm.
and because I was a rapper, and I make the shirt just to have merch for this like project I think I'm about to put out. But when I saw the merch, I was like, oh, that's what I do now. So I'm making clothes, and I still wasn't sure. And I remember showing Cray. I was in his office, something, and I was like, man, I got this idea, and I give him a shirt, and he takes it, he looks at it, he touches it, and he goes, Kareem, this is something.
Mm.
And it was like I believed, but then having somebody else that I like really respect who's done the work
Yeah,
also see
it means
something.
a lot.
It's just that was all I needed.
Yeah,
Everybody else, I was like, I just needed that little battery in my
yeah.
back. And I love what you said about the tears and the laughter in the same moment.
No.
It's just like, what am I doing? Don't know. I'm definitely doing it. It's an insane proposition to go out here into the world and just say, I'm going to think these thoughts,
Yeah.
bring them into reality, and then put them out
Oh
into
yeah, it's not normal.
no.
And I think that we have to give that space of like, you're not normal
Mm-mm.
because you see the world and say, "Oh, I can do something about that."
We are the ones, man. I love that. I think shout out to moms too.
Yeah.
Shout out to moms, all the moms that are supporting. Dads, we love you. We're both fathers. But to the moms that see these black boys and go,
Facts.
baby, do it. Go. I got you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, and shout out them for letting you go so you can go fly and do
Yeah,
your
bro.
thing. So Threshold, the first couple of years, it was a smashing success or what?
Nah, smash, yeah, a smash, I. But no, like, man, I was able to pay my bills, and that was all I was concerned about.
Yep.
I was just like, I just need enough to to pay my bills, and it got real elementary. Like, if I bring in this much and this much is going out, I can be broke. Like, as
Yeah.
long as these bills are paid, I don't care about it. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So I just reverse engineered, and like for me, something that's very important for me is I want to affect change in somebody's business. Like that, working for a large corporation is dope, get your money, man. I'm not judging that. For me, helping that small to medium sized business see that light at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah.
getting them from their desired or their current state to their desired state is what I live for. And like, I feel the most value with that,
Yep.
especially when it comes down to marketing and these agencies are busting heads. Like, and I can come in and tell them this price that is significantly lower than another price that they have been quoted or prices that they have been quoted, but doing even better work.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's a win-win.
It's a win-win, at least for the person getting the services. Well, you went to school for marketing,
Yeah.
and then Threshold is a marketing agency.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you say to the person? It's 2023. You know, I got Canva, I got I got my phone, and I'm gonna just do it all myself. What do you have anything to say to that person?
Just studying. I mean, honestly, like I don't, because the marketing that I do now, which is more on the paid media side of marketing for and marketing strategy.
For
Like
who? Go ahead. Say some people. Come on.
I can't drop names, but hair brands with I'm NDA'd, bro.
Hey, I say.
Hair brands. I mean education. I got a guy down in New Orleans that's doing some great work for protecting black boys with traffic stops, which is really dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have a guy up in DC that is doing hospitality for black people. Like it's really, really dope. But yeah, for me, like it's just dope work. Like these are the clients and I can actually see the yeah, I can just see how I'm helping.
Mhm. So
Oh yeah, but going back to your question too of like with the Canva, like dog, there is no way around just putting up your shots. Like I am not anti Canva. I'm not like I'm probably pro Canva, you know,
mhm.
like more than anybody else. But like dog, there's just no way of if you want to be a great, you just gotta be in the basketball gym.
Yeah, you gotta be in the. You gotta put your shots up, or come get somebody who put their shots up.
Facts.
I mess with that. I think I run into entrepreneurs who like. At least I speak for myself.
Yeah.
I remember a man named Brett really helped change my life when he was like, Kareem, you haven't built a business. You've given yourself a job.
Hmm.
And you were speaking to that when it was like, I'm just needing to cover my bills. It
Yeah.
was like, yeah, as long as that's happening, I'm good. It's like, but you could build it to where it
Yeah.
can function without you. You get to go do more of the things that you love and support even more people. And the entrepreneur or the go-getter that gets stuck like trying to do everything
Yeah.
all the time. And it's like, well, I can do it, but I can't do all of these things
Nah.
excellently at this pace.
Yeah.
I have to go get somebody else. Um, do you have any advice for like how to know when that moment is for
Yeah.
somebody on their journey?
I would advise every person that is on their entrepreneurial journey that or even has a business already. E-Myth is the entrepreneurial myth. Like I recommend that book because essentially it talks about that and how to get out your business and actually run your
Yeah.
business. And like I would liken it to like the every entrepreneur needs to read that book, because like we taught, or I was taught, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I was taught how to hustle. Like
Yep.
you just bring in this money,
Yep.
and then you take that money and you flip this, and you I was taught how to hustle. And growing up with a lot of um D boys, like that's literally
I'm
the
from Chicago. You from St. Louis?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was just taught that hustle mentality, and then nobody set me down and taught me how to run a business though.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and even as I sit here now, 8 years into this, I'm like, oh snap, maybe I need to hire for that and get somebody like, bruh, like gone are the days staying up to 3 o'clock in the morning and learning PowerPoint, or I mean Photoshop for nah, bruh, just get some and pay
And
somebody
pay
for that,
somebody to do it.
and they do a way better job.
Come on. I think your wife probably appreciates that,
Yeah.
and you get to spend more time. What? Because you said earlier you had a mentor. I've never had a mentor.
Hmm.
I've asked, and I always get told, like, "Oh, you got it, bruh." And I was like, "Man, maybe it's just how I'm coming off. I don't know." I mean, my whole life, and I'm still healing through that.
It's hard.
Yeah, because it's like I would love to have somebody be able to have some insight and speak into it, but then I also feel, and maybe this is why I've never had one. I also feel like, how the fuck you know?
Yeah.
How you
Now,
know what's for me? Like,
facts, bro. Like this was a spiritual mentor. Like I have to this day never had somebody
yeah,
like I haven't had a OG like sit down that's further down the road than me
yep,
and talk to me about what it takes to run a business, given all of this that I have going on. You know what I'm saying? So it is interesting, and like, but I will say that I am always open to hearing people that have done this though.
yeah,
You know what
yep,
I'm saying? So it may not be in the mentor space, like how I thought a mentor should be, but thank God I have people that always pour into me. And even shout out to even the mutual friend that we have with Jamil, like he's always like, hey bro,
yep,
like, I mean, if you ready, like you can do it. It's gonna take some hustle.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? And how you doing, brother? You
yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
good brother,
Mhm.
my good brother. I love Jamil.
Yeah, man.
That's. I think it's important. What I'm getting from this is like the importance of staying open,
Yeah.
trusting yourself, but then also trusting the voices that resonate around you. So, like for me, I'm always assessing my environment.
Mhm.
When I was coming up, I had very little say over my environment,
Mm.
and I had to kind of just deal with whatever
Yeah.
was around. Now, as a fully autonomous, functioning adult, I can go wherever I want, and sometimes I find myself just stuck in patterns or places that feel comfortable or familiar, but that doesn't mean that they're
Yeah.
pouring into me or healthy for me. And so just taking stock to say like, is this still a place where I come and am inspired or loved or safe
Yeah.
to dream, to cry and then laugh and do all those things?
And it's hard. I mean, and growing up, like my pops wasn't in my life.
Mm.
And so like I had to take I almost had the Frankenstein like positive male example, like maybe you shouldn't look at how you treat women, you know what I'm saying? But that dude knows how to handle his finances. So take that aspect
Yep.
of it. You know what I'm saying? That dude knows how to work on cars and he holds everybody down. Take that aspect from it. And I feel like that's where I'm at with even the mentor thing, is that I just gotta take aspects of everybody pouring into me.
Real question. How many brothers do you think, how many black men do you think are piecing together a picture of a good man?
Phew, too many, bruh.
I would say 80%.
Oh, easy. I would, yeah, like I don't know too many. Like I'm thinking through, I don't know too many dudes that would look at they pops and say, "Oh, that's who I want to be," and or their uncles or the. So yeah, I just know that because yeah, like a lot of the older generation are still trying to figure it out
For
themselves.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know who isn't. That's why I tell my family all the time is like, I'm proud that they're still trying.
Yeah.
You talked about, man, I loved when you said your mom was a creative who was suppressed. When my grandfather passed, I saw him and I perceived that he died under so much suppression. So he was just an angry man. He felt so great. I always say, uh, granddad knew he was great and couldn't figure out how to get it out,
Man.
or felt restricted by society, by the world, by even his own community to say like that's not allowed. And so now that I have this freedom, it's like I'm gonna put on, just for him, and the line that came through is like, you didn't get a chance. I'm gonna talk my shit whenever I can.
Facts.
I'm gonna work as hard as I can. I'm gonna have as
I'm
many.
gonna enjoy as
And
hard as I can.
period. I say that too. Like I deserve the rest.
Bruh. Me and my wife just got back from Paris. And
Come on.
this is my second time in Paris.
Oh, okay. Come on.
And both of us were like almost in like survival's remorse. She felt it more so of like, we over here chilling and kicking it, and like this conflict is going on over, not even a conflict, this genocide is going on
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
and you know,
Gaza
Gaza.
Strip, yeah.
And my thing was just like, Doug, like, how many people in my family can do this? And there's a very short list, you know what I'm saying? Or even have the, as my old man teacher used to say, the testicular fortitude, the balls to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because leaving the neighborhood is scary, bruh.
Yeah, it is.
And so, like, even like I was just sitting there and we was like just walking around Paris, and I was like, the greats, be it Miles Davis and James Baldwin, walk these streets, and I'm over here thinking about like, like my family can't even experience this.
Mm,
Like, and it's like dope because like the regular for my daughter is not what I experience whatsoever.
at all.
And we talk about that all the time. Like, my daughter goes to Atlanta public schools. Like, she, you know, like it's a nice school, but she was talking about fighting the other day, 12-year-old, and how people get into fights at her school, and she couldn't believe it. And I literally was coming from the standpoint of like what was said though. Like, I mean, you say something crazy, you get punched in your face.
That's how
like,
it goes.
I
That's
don't-
how it goes. Like, what?
Yeah, right. And right, she grabbing her pearls, and
Not
I'm
in
like,
my world. That's a good dad. Good job, dad.
man, I was just like, am I preparing her enough? But
So this is real, because all of my niggas who have found any type of success have this thing with their kids was like, am I raising them to be soft? And what I feel like I'm observing and experiencing is raising children that feel like they have a right to be here, that
yeah,
they are safe in the world, and that the world that they have been in is safe. And I don't think we need to put our children in traumatic experiences or traumatize them to help toughen them up. I think life is going to
Facts.
find a way to do that for them wherever they are. But when we come from such hard and volatile places, and we know how dark the world can be,
Facts.
it's like we don't want you to have rose-colored glasses. It's like
You gotta toughen up.
yeah,
bruh.
you gotta toughen up. It's like, actually,
No.
you don't.
So me and my wife, so my daughter is 12. Me and my wife been married for 2 years. And
Congratulations.
appreciate
Okay,
that, bro.
come on.
Appreciate that. And a constant debate is, yo, should baby girl get a job when she is of age?
Mhm.
And my wife's standpoint is like, no, she got the rest of her life to work. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm like, nah, it teaches something and she needs that. But she ain't wrong though. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, like my daughter wanted to go to Spelman. Shout out to Spelman. My wife went to Spelman, and my daughter wants to go to Spelman. And I'm like, dog, should I knock her down to see the reality of it? Like, Spelman ain't just something that you just, I want to go to Spelman, so therefore I'm going to go to Spelman. But then also, like, who am I to stop her from dreaming?
Right.
Like, and feel like I need to give her that reality check. Like, no, like if she wants to go, like, do what you need to do to get there.
As high as you've gone, that's her floor now.
Facts,
Like,
bruh.
she's starting from like where your dreams, like, we gotta get there, we gotta be able to go to Paris, blah blah. It's like, that's reality.
That's so regular to her.
That's regular degular. And great job. You know what I'm saying?
That's so wild.
It's like,
to
of
think.
course I'm going to Spelman. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
And then you think, like, dog, I am like my grandparents or great grandparents' wildest dream.
Wildest. I was reading one slave account. This woman said, I can't even imagine freedom.
Mm. And me and you just sitting here
Just, yo,
talking.
should we go here or should we go
Right.
there? How do we raise our children? How should we? It's like, that's the enjoyment. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes when those thoughts get overwhelming, I have to remind myself, like, bro, just enjoy the fact that you can't even make a choice.
Because it was like, and we're not talking about like in a faraway land. We talking about like 2 or 3 generations ago.
Period.
Like my mom is so radical in her stance. Like she low key hate white people.
Okay.
And
Yep.
I be trying to help her out, but so radical in her stance because
They
she
got a
was
lot of
like,
apologizing to do.
that's yes. Yeah, that was, and she said as a kid, so all my family's from rural Tennessee. She was like, as a kid, she was walking with her grandmother and my grandma, my great grandmother, Mama Helen, used to clean houses. I mean,
Yep.
that's the only that or sharecropping
Yep.
was the only jobs available. And my great grandmother greeted this young white lady as Miss Such and Such, but the young white lady like couldn't have been older. By my mom's account was like 20 some years old. Was like Helen calling my great grandmother by her first name,
Mm.
and my mom was like, "Yo, like who is this that?" Like I get slapped if I call anybody that's an elder by their first name. It's always Miss Such and Such, Mr. Such and Such. Who is this that's disrespecting you? You know what I'm saying? Like, and with that instilled in me, that's why I do walk into a room and I greet a janitor the same
Same way.
exact way that
Yep.
I greet the CEO of a company because crazy enough, dog, we all are trying to do the same thing. Like
Yep.
they just hustling to pay their bills. Like that's it.
Love, let love lead the way. You got the honor on your chest. And I just pray that more of that can continue to come through and shine, be shown on the planet. That's my prayer for humanity. We just respect
Facts.
each other, love each other. Um,
And leave people the hell alone. If you don't rock with it, bro, just go on about your business, bro. Like you don't like why get so tense up? Like, and I'm an elder of a church here in Atlanta, and people be like, "Yeah, you should feel this way and that way." Like, nah, I
I
don't.
don't. I
Like,
don't.
crazy enough, because of my faith, I believe that when this is all said and done, my belief is that I gotta stand before a perfect God and give an account for my life. Crazy enough, I ain't got enough time to
Worry about
be
your life.
right, dog. Like, yeah, how do you feel about this lifestyle? Dog, I don't care
I,
to be on like
I
love.
don't feel about it.
And no, like I am required to love people.
I say.
Like that's it.
Um,
Right. And even in that of like tapping into our ancestral roots, like this westernized flow of like that's demonic and not like is it though? Because what happened to us is demonic. Like if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sitting at the feet of our oppressor and getting a diluted religion and saying like, "Ah, well, yeah, I need to go to church every
every
Sunday."
Sunday.
Like, and I rock with the institution of church and what the Black church did during the Civil Rights Movement. I'm not here to Sunday morning or Monday morning quarterback this situation. I'm just saying that like we got to literally like inspect
Yeah.
all of this.
Who's really the demon of this scenario?
That's all I'm saying,
Yeah.
bruh. Like my church is part of an organization that like literally cause harm to the black people and women. Like dog, and yeah, like to think that I'm not gonna say something about this,
Nah.
you got like messed up, bruh. Like I'm here, but see, I operate in the sense of like I am here in every situation for a reason.
Yeah.
Like it's not just by coincidence and happenstance that I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like I am not honoring God when I'm quiet. Like, and if that rubs people the wrong way, then they
But you
just
gotta
got to
honor. You gotta honor the God in you, the gifts that He's given, and the time you've been called to.
facts, bro.
You here right now.
I'm here right
Not
now.
back then, and not up there.
Right.
We're here right now, and this is what needs to be said. This is what I got to bring to the table.
Yeah, man.
I want to ask you just in that vein because I know the other people you work with in honor
Mhm.
roll and just how much faith plays a part in all of that. what has it been like having partners to bounce ideas off of and build this thing? And can you share some of where it is right
Yeah.
now?
It feels it it can feel great at moments and then just downright trash at other moments
Hmm.
because you have to have buy-in. And so like when you come up, like I'm really good at coming up with ideas and executing ideas. But I am not that whatever that middle ground of getting everybody on the same page. I don't need that. I'm just like, let me create and let me do
Yep.
like and get out the way. And with partners, you just got to bring people along for the journey of like, yo, like this is what this can become. And no, it's not a lack of trust. Like it ain't got nothing to do with me trusting you or not. Is I just don't see it the same way,
Yep.
or I'm not seeing the vision. Like, so make it plain for me. And so that can cause a rift. And there's three of us. So is always like that odd number because like we know that yeah, like somebody may have a different scope on it or a different POV on it. And so like the things that's just like, all right, cool. Like
You,
everybody's on the same page.
you gotta sometimes you gotta just let go.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right.
And we have learned to like, yo, this is what you are the head over. This is what you're the head over. Because like us speaking into each other's like, we don't need that.
Nope.
We need somebody to make the final decision. All right, now you have a voice on this, but you don't have a vote necessarily
Yeah,
on
for
this.
sure, for sure. I love that. Yeah, well, I talk about partnerships all the time because I was a solopreneur for so long, then brought on a partner, and the highs and the lows, and figuring all that out. I was married for a long time,
Mhm.
and human dynamics are one of my favorite things to study because it's like we might have the same goal,
Yeah,
but then yeah, how to get there, even how we feel about how we're getting there,
yeah,
can be wildly different. We're in the same space, experiencing something completely different,
yeah.
and how do we navigate those things? I just think it takes a lot of
Uh,
patience and grace and
a
clarity.
lot of conversations.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not great at that. As much as I love to talk, it's like I don't want to keep talking about this.
Nah, and I co-parent. I mean,
Mhm.
which you do,
Yep.
and it's hard, bro, because it's just like you got two different people with idea on how to raise a human,
Yep.
and it's just like, you know what, bro? Like at some point, you do, or I have found myself getting to the point, like, bro, like she wants the best for our daughter the same way that I want the best for my daughter, and we just have different ideas behind it, and like what can I do like as long as it's not detrimental to my
That's
daughter.
really where I was like, okay, like, now we got to stop because that's crazy. That's how, like,
Right.
that's the only time. Other than that, it's just I'll just tell them like, this is your mother.
Yeah, do
Um,
she gonna do some different. And like I had to even learn, I mean I never was on this flow, but I had to learn like, yo, like I'm not going to like disrespect your mother to you.
ever.
Like me and her may get into it, but like we never, like you 12, like why are we bringing this to you?
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't need them to understand my point of view or why.
right.
It's just like the adults will handle this thing. I've been very honest with my children about life in
Yeah,
general, and that's enough. But get into like specifics and details, or even dog, like that's a queen. Like she had these children. That was the portal that they came through. I'm
facts.
so grateful. Like they are amazing, and all they're gonna ever get from me is love and respect for
Yeah,
the woman that
facts.
they share DNA with, for sure.
Yeah, like you would never get a pass for disrespecting your moms.
Nah,
Like, and
never.
especially the sacrifices that she's making, regardless if I agree with them or
Yep.
not. Like,
Yep.
she's making those sacrifices.
And for me, like you talk about being vegan, I'm vegan, their mom's
Mhm.
not. I love that they get to see different points of view or perspectives and get to feel them and start deciding for their own lives what they want, as
That's dope.
opposed to just being told this is how it is. I feel like too many times we don't get freedom to explore until we leave the house,
Yeah.
and then we
And
don't
then we wild out.
wilding. And so it's like they get a chance right now to experience all these different ways of living and being and start to decide for themselves. Like you were saying,
Mhm.
piecing it. It's like, okay, well, dad, I'm taking these things, and then from mom, I'm taking this, and my uncles. I think that's just gonna help make a healthy human. I think this is our version of it takes a village.
Yeah, man. And my daughter definitely, because my wife is not vegan. And like, so my daughter sees all the
Wait,
sides are
you married to
typically,
somebody who's not vegan?
yeah,
Man,
all of the sides are typically vegan. and then it's just two different entrees
Got it.
when it is a cooked place.
Yeah.
Like even that is just like, oh, we just learn the balance. Like, all right, who's the hungriest? All right, cool. We're gonna go to your, like when we travel, we're
Yep.
gonna go to your restaurant first because I'm not really that hungry. And then by the time you finish eating, I'll be hungry. So then, like, because it's about, we made it about the company and not the meal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I love that. Ooh. It's about the company and not the meal. I'm working on that because I'm a raw vegan.
Mm,
And so it's really hard for me to go
yeah,
out with people, and I miss some of the camaraderie. But then just relating, and it's like, man, this is about who I'm experiencing this with, and
yeah,
not. I like that a lot. I'm gonna just take a second, feel that one on. That was good.
yeah, man. And you gotta go around with your snacks and all that
Bro, I
because
got my
dog,
bag is full.
nobody, no, like I don't understand in 2023 how so many people miss, like, dog, I don't eat. If it comes from something that has a face, I'm not gonna eat it.
Right.
Like, I don't
No.
understand. And then even adding the complexity of like, yes, if it's cooked and I don't care if it doesn't come from something with a
Yeah.
face, I'm not
I'm
going
not
to eat
eating
it.
it. Yeah.
And like, I don't know why people cannot compute
At all.
these
This
things.
programming, yeah, they say it doesn't fit the program, especially during the holidays, going back to
Oh
Black
Lord.
family. They're like, "We got some veggies for you, baby," and you get down there and everything got turkey neck in it, or pigtail, and it's just like, why did y'all put the meat in the greens? Like, yeah, like you said,
Like you literally have to do this as an extra step. All I'm asking is for just put the
It's like,
spot
no,
over
no, no, we
here.
got the corn. And it's like shredded chicken in it, and just like,
Butter.
but yeah, it's just like, please. And so yeah, now I just pull up with my own thing,
Yeah.
and it's all good. It's all
Yeah.
love.
Because I love y'all. Like,
Period. It's about
even
the
though
company.
y'all
I love
don't
that.
love
You just
me.
changed my life a little bit with that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's about the company.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a few more things
Yeah.
before we close. So honor roll, where is it now? Where do you see it going? Where
Yeah.
can people find it?
Yeah, so Honor Roll right now as a brand, like we're really big on giving this knowledge. Like the doors that we have to knock on, we want to give that away.
Hmm.
So we do this thing called after school program where we help emerging designers like literally walk through the steps of creating their brand and having a sustainable brand. So we did one cohort last year, and so we are about to go into our second cohort, and we have a big retailer that may be signing on, may or may not, like, and we told them, like, honestly, with or without you it's still going to happen,
Yeah.
which is not always received in the
But
rooms.
those are the facts.
I mean, with or without you,
Yep.
like we will find, either we're gonna have it here or we ain't gonna have it here,
Yep.
but we still gonna have it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, bro, like we are in a space to where we want to live off of our clothes and what we make. And like traditionally, we just haven't been there. And it's just like, all right, how do we scale this thing up? Do we want to scale this thing up? Do we want to be at this level? And we will always have something else to complement
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
like, and asking those questions. But I mean, more than anything, bro, like it's all extra in it. It's really dope that we get to own our own clothing brand and help out this next generation with it.
That's tight. I think, man, you just said something I wanted to ask. It's like talking about scale. If you can, what's the biggest check you remember writing, or the first check you remember writing and going like, whoa, I
Whew.
don't know.
Oh man, it was definitely threshold. And honor roll, then we didn't wrote some checks in honor roll. But because there's three of us, I'm more so like the reserve, like in the back person of like, it's a business.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
hadn't already bumped my head against this, but ooh, with threshold, I'm just like the cost of doing business, man. I think the first time that I realized it, I think that check was $6,000, and I was just like, I think that I'm having heart palpitation,
Yeah, for
like nigga,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
like I don't know if this is gonna pay off, but
Hmm.
it paid off. You know what I'm saying? And even then, I was like, dog, the closest I get to $6,000 back, I'm fine with. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? But it was to bring on somebody, and their fee was 6 racks, and I was just like, all right now,
All right. Okay. This
like,
is 6,000 all at one
yeah,
time.
bruh. And even that is like with honor roll, bruh, like, because we are thinking like we're all domestic right now. And do we want to take this when it comes down to our manufacturing? Do we want to take this overseas? Absolutely cheaper, and we have different margins, but also if something goes wrong, it's not like going to Snellville to our
Yep.
factory and
Yep.
being like, all right, this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a language barrier, it's a time barrier. Like, do we want to deal with that? You know what I'm saying? Which, is it only about margins? Are we in the season where we have to focus on the
These are
margins?
the real questions.
Yeah,
We were
man.
talking about Jay-Z and getting to a billion and like how much of a capitalist you have to become to do that. And to ask yourself on the way, like, do I want to go?
Oh,
How far do I want to go with this mindset?
yeah, like at what level are you content? And it was Browner Brothers, Mr. Brown, well, Nathaniel Browner Jr. Um
That's some hair stuff. And
yeah,
okay.
yeah. He told me he was like him and all his brothers like have a number. Like they cannot take in more than that. And Rayful Edmonds, which it was a DC drug dealer back in the day, introduced crack
Yep.
to DC.
Okay.
Um, he said that they used to have a number. Now, granted, different, totally different ends of the spectrum, but they
But the
used to have a,
principle is the same.
yeah, like they used to give out. Dog, I'm so influenced by drug dealers,
Me
bro.
too, bro. Don't even get me started. That's all I feel like I'm doing is trapping in a healthy way. It's like
Just it's a dude out of St. Louis called Legally Trapping.
that's it.
Dog, like it's a mentality, but then also like it's just not the trap though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, yeah, and I'm just trying to figure out what that number is to me. And me and my wife are, that's a constant conversation. Like, yo, like when is content good enough? Like the bills are paid, we got some money in our savings, like we chilling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
let's just enjoy this. Like we got enough money, if we need a new whip, like we can do it. Like, cool, we're not going somewhere every month, but we can, or international every month, but once a year we could take an international trip. Do we need to make that too? All right, do we want to work for that? Essentially, I don't want to work for more, because more is the only thing that you can achieve and not actually gain, and it's always a moving target, and I'm
Always.
just tired, dog. Like, we just talked about our age, like I'm knocking on 40, I'm just tired of it, bro. Like, how do I get out of the rat race is always my
Yeah,
question.
because the wheel just gets bigger.
Dog,
If you're in
always.
a race, you just get a bigger wheel. Just moving on. I love that. I love that you're asking these questions. I love that you're taking the time to wrestle with it, and then that creating spaces to also share that information. And I think sharing data is one of the most loving things that we can do. It's like
Mhm.
I experienced this. Here's the data. I'm not telling you what to think of it. This is what I came to from it. And then with your life, you can do whatever. And I think the more data we pull together and utilize, the better chance we have of just being like the healthiest, happiest human beings
Mm,
that we can be. So that's how I like to live. And that's why I say it's we period. One of the tenets of we is like we have everything we need in the community. We have
facts.
all the information, we have all the opportunity, we have all the resource. We just have to be willing to actually tap in to each other.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean what some people try to use like you gotta support me. It's like I
Yeah.
don't have to.
Right.
I don't like how you sing. I'm not gonna come to the concert. Or I don't like, like that's
It's
fine.
all good.
But there's so many more me's in the we. Like I'm
Right.
not the only person, so relax. Yeah,
All like a goal in life, I just want to buy some acres
that's it.
and just be there with my family, like an extended family and the homies that, like, dog, I need to build a house. Like, all right, bet. There goes
Let's
some
do it.
lumber and let's
Let
get to it.
let's do it. I want to have you on again, where we could talk some more about some of these concepts and these principles. Before we check out, where can people reach you? Where can they
Yeah.
find you?
Uh on for honor roll, it's just honorrollclothing.com. And then for threshold, it's just threshold is with no vowels, so THRSHLD.co.
Sign up. They got a cohort coming up. I don't know when this comes out, if it's already gonna be full, but there'll be more. And he's always just been an open book with me.
Facts.
So I just say shoot your shot, and that's the best that you got. I appreciate you being here. Before we close out, we're just gonna close our eyes again and check out. So same as before, close your eyes, let all this information settle in, digest, whatever is triggering or arising in you, like just be with it. We're gonna take a deep breath in for 4 and hold at the top for 4, same as the beginning. Here we go. Deep breath in. Hold. Out. Hold. One more time. In. Hold. Out. Hold. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. All right, bro, checking out. What are you present to in this moment?
Yeah, just enjoyment again, man. Just I enjoyed these conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm checking out with inspiration. I feel inspired watching. I know it wasn't the beginning of the journey when I met you, but it was the beginning of me
Yeah,
watching and to see how far it's come. And just all the cool things that you're a part of that I get to see, knowing that it's even more. And then just hearing the good man behind it just feels really, really good. Uh, I ask y'all, if you got any questions, put them in the comments. Make sure y'all tag them up. Check out the clothes. They're super dope. I wish you could feel how heavy this thing is. Yeah, it's time to go. We're the ones we're waiting for. We're gonna catch you next weekend. Peace.
Really the ones we've been waiting for all along. I don't know why we be looking elsewhere. We gotta turn in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Found everything I needed, me no need to look no more. The timing was exquisite, even when I thought I missed it. I was tripping, I was falling, but I never failed. I embrace my flaws and imperfections. I am grateful for the lessons and the blessings. Remember when I was stressing, we can do anything.